Hey there, it's Kim Krompass from the Price Action Traders Institute, and I'm coming to you live from my home in Napa Valley, California, where we've just been getting bombarded with these crazy nonstop rainstorms for almost, 3 weeks now. And we've gone from scary drought to water rationing to, hey, now we're out of a drought to flooding. So it's a very interesting time to be alive. Today I want to talk about a trade that I took and talk to you about how these setups occur all the time. And I also want to talk about how one type of setup can morph into another type of setup and trade. So let's go ahead and get started and take a look at the pound yen. What you're looking at here is a screenshot from the New York trade planning session on Tuesday, February 7th. And in the pound yen, during the discussion, we had the pound yen in basically the price action was in a range. We were looking for price to either break to the downside or break to the upside before we would actually take a position in this pair. So we had no real direction. We were waiting for that to happen. So here's what did happen. Remember, we had a range in the price action just like this. And we finally got the break right here. Beautiful acceleration of price right through the highs overnight for what we call an RBO, a range breakout trade. You can see I took it long right here. And I had a 10 pips or a 12 pip stop, on this pair. I use a 12 pip stop. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this trade performed. But before I actually get into the actual performance or how I performed, I'm going to go ahead and show you how this morphed into something else. So now remember, this was the range originally. So we had an RBO, what we call an RBO, a range breakout trade right here, beautiful acceleration of price up and a nice spike up here. And I'll show you where I ended up coming out of this trade. Once I came out of this trade, though, I started looking at the price action across the board and made a decision that it didn't look like anything was changing, that price was not changing direction. And so I got into what we call a yellow line entry. And this was based on the fact that, one, we had an RBO, two, it created a clear directional move. So now I've got a clear directional move to the upside, and my entry technique is using a yellow line. And you can see right here, here was the entry right at this price right here, coming through this. And you can see that as price came through here, I got long, but it happened so quickly. I pulled this stop up to lock in plus 25 pips on this trade as I was targeting up here at the prior day's high. So let's go ahead and take a look at actually what did happen. Okay, so we're looking at the final outcome of both of these trades. Remember again, we had a range breakout right here. You can see where I took this long. I had a protective stop that I pulled in once this made this big spike and prices started pulling back pretty hard off that spike. I put it in right here, and I came out of that trade with plus 28 pips on the first leg. So left some pips on the table, but that's okay because we never really know how far prices will move. But we do want to protect our position and our pips. So here's the next trade right in here. You can see the long is taken right here. You can see I had a protective stop to if price like really pulled back on this. And what I ended up doing was I just made a decision to jump out of this guy, and I took 40 pips off this trade. You can see that the trade continued up, and I think actually hit my target that was way up there. But all in all, on a 12 pip risk, I put in 68 pips into my account, and using either a 0.5% or a 0.25%, that's quite a nice yield. It's a great ROI, risking 12 pips to make almost 6 times the risk. All right, so these trades happen, and they don't happen every day, but as a Price Action Traders Institute member, we are prepared for when they do happen to be ready to take those trades. I hope this gives you some insight into your own trading and helps you going forward next week. Thank you for listening. Kim Krompass from the Price Action Traders Institute.